All right, guys, y'all asked, I provided. It is time for me to give you a tour around my war room bookshelves. So what I keep in here, what books I would recommend to you, what Bibles I have, resources. Let's begin. Y'all know I typically like to start my videos here with a story, but I feel like if I do that, this video is gonna be like 27 minutes long. So let's just begin. These bookshelves are always my backdrop in my videos pretty much. And you guys have asked a bajillion times, what books do I have on my bookshelves? So I'm just gonna take you through them. There's 3 of them. And basically I kind of have them organized. Really, honestly not, but that's okay. This one here is mostly like my Bible study books. So I'm gonna start over here. So up here at the very top, I have like little devotion books. These are the type that like you read a paragraph a day. And honestly, I keep these not because the devotions are good. I'm not a fan of these kinds of books, but because they give me a really good idea of stories for application. So y'all know I like to start all my videos off with a story. Or if my husband says, okay, I have my sermon written, but I need like 3 different stories to keep people engaged, will you help me think of some? I will oftentimes go to these books. This Bible study or devotion is on Hebrews 4, and they talk about life story. That's something that I could also do for my video or for my husband's sermon. I mainly keep these for that reason and that reason alone. That's the only reason why I use them. And then off to my first bookshelf. This little piece of glass, I did this as a craft with my sister when she was in town over the summer, and it turned out so cute. It's literally just glass, like from, I don't know, Lowe's, and you paint like acrylic paint on it. You literally just like trace a print off, like something you printed off the internet, and then paint it with acrylic, and it almost looks like stained glassy. So I really like it. And it brings back good memories with my sister. So that's why that's there. That's what that is. Over here, some of the first books that stick out to me that I would definitely recommend would be a little book for new theologians. Kelly Kapic was my professor in undergrad, and this is a really good book if you're trying to grow in your knowledge of theology and big like theology terms. It just simplifies stuff, and it's got a lot of good truth. If you're like a new believer, or if you feel like you don't understand theology, or even just like why you believe what you believe, this would be a great read for you. And again, it's like super short. I don't know, probably like 100 pages. Yeah, 120 pages. So super easy read. Let's see. Another one would be Crazy Busy. This one I think I mentioned this in my recent video, but we just loaned this to our church pianist because she was talking about how busy she was, and it made me remember just how much I want to reread this. I read this in college, and it is a really good read for those who are always busy. Next up would be, oh, that was bad. Oh, okay. Generous Justice by Tim Keller, everything by Tim Keller. And then The Gospel Comes with a House Key deals with a lot of like modern day issues. Good read there. Okay, if you go down a shelf, it's some more like Christian living books. Like, when I say Christian living, I mean like, I used to call these Christian self-help books. They're just like how to live your Christian life and various different topics. Center Church by Tim Keller, a good one. The Hole in the Gospel, that's a good one, but some of the facts about poverty are outdated by now because this was big when I was in high school. Ooh, and then When Helping Hurts. This talks about like missions. If you guys don't know, that was my like concentration when I studied Bible in undergrad. This talks about like why missions can be hurtful to the country if you just like go, build a well, and leave. And then Tim Keller's book on prayer. I've mentioned it a few times in my prayer videos. Next up is where Christian living meets theology. So I've got like, you know, a basic theology textbook from undergrad here, but then I've also got like not as simple and lightweight as the books on the bookshelves above. These are a little bit more heavier topics, a little bit more theologically rich. Knowledge of the Holy, I definitely recommend. It's a hard read, but it's a good read. And then I've recommended this book a million times. If you follow me and you have not read this, read it. And then down here below this shelf, we've got some pictures and some more books, none of necessarily any particular mention. And then underneath here, at the very bottom, I keep these bins where I store, in this one, like my stamps and my wax seals and stuff like that. Okay, moving on to our next one. We're making some kind of progress. Got a picture of my deceased sister, so that's my older sister there. And then over here I have some commentaries. Right now I have a really mixed bag of commentaries that I own or that are here versus at the church, because my husband and I kind of like, we do like want the commentaries in our different offices. His office is at the church, my office is here. Based on the commentaries that he's currently using and versus what I'm currently using, like right now I'm in the prophets in the Old Testament, and then I also only have like half of Calvin's. And then down here I have my Bibles. First I have the She Reads Truth Bible. I honestly don't really use it a whole lot, but that's because I took the notes out of the She Reads Truth Bible and put them in my Bible. If you didn't see that video, I will have that linked at the end of this video. Next, I have the Chronological Study Bible. I'm hoping to use that a little bit more in this next year. Stay tuned for that. I have my old NLT Bible. I mainly just keep it because of memories and because it is in paper NLT translation. Next, I have the Reformed Study Bible. It doesn't have a ton of notes, but some of the notes that it does have are helpful. I also have the Thompson Chain Reference Bible, which is a really fun way to do cross-references. I have the Archaeology Study Bible, the Serendipity Bible, and then NKJV Cultural Background Study Bible, and I really love this one. Whenever I'm just like grabbing a random Bible off my bookshelves, I usually grab this one. And then right here, I have the Believer's Study Bible. This one is, I think, NKJV, and this used to be my Bible in high school. So as you can see, I fell in love with the scriptures and the scriptures fell apart. Good problem, I think. Down here, I have a few more commentaries. I got Acts from our Acts study that we finished with Patreon, the Bible Background Commentary, a church history textbook, and the interlinear. This is also what I go to when I'm doing word studies or really just wanting to see Greek translations, because I would just say this is one of the best tools you can have. Like if you've studied any kind of Greek, this would be a great tool for you to have. This is honestly one of my favorite tools, but that's because I studied Greek in me. So next I have the Strong's, which is a concordance, and it's what I was trained to use, and it's probably the best concordance. So that's what I have. I have the Bible Dictionary, Brown Driver's Breaks, which correlates with Strong's Concordance. And then I have another commentary on the Psalms. Down here, I have a cute little picture of my son. Fun story. He saw that picture and he thought he was crying in it. So now I don't think it's as cute, but it is. It's cute. Come on, let's be real. Then I have Talk Through the Bible. This is a good reference book for getting the good idea of what each book of the Bible is about before you like crack it open and start reading. So if you struggle with knowing like the background information for a book of the Bible, check out this. I got this from a Bible resource store for like $5. I have another Bible dictionary. This is something I read for seminary. There's really no reason why it's on this bookshelf. These are just kind of seminary textbooks over here that I want to pull out again and review. But this is like a really interesting book. It's 5 people's views on biblical inerrancy, and they basically go back and forth and debate about biblical inerrancy. So it's a really interesting read if that's something that you're struggling with. You know, there's 5 different people that have all 5 different views on what it means that the Bible is inerrant. So The Making of the New Testament was a book I read like last semester, and I just want to kind of reread it. Old Testament survey, New Testament survey, and then just random other books I want to reread again. I have a random typewriter at the bottom here, mainly just for looks. My boys run into my office and they like to mess with it, and they're probably breaking it, but I wouldn't know because I don't know how to use a typewriter. I'm truly just posing by having that on my bookshelves, but that's okay. I'm fine being a poser when it comes to a typewriter because they're so cool. Decor on the top shelf. Then down here, I've got more books I want to reread. I would recommend to you The Cost of Discipleship if you haven't read that one. The Holiness of God by Sproul, The Case for Christ. If you're a mother, Missional Motherhood is a good read. I've got the Bible Knowledge Commentary here. Down here, I have the Institutes of the Christian Religion, which would be a good read if you're a new believer, but they're a hard read. And then I have some books that I've been reading for a class that I just finished. I've got NIV Journal, the Word Bible, and what is this? The CSB Encourage Devotional Bible. These 2 are Bibles that I want to do a project with, so stay tuned for that. Down here, I have the Wycliffe Bible Commentary. I'm not a big fan of it because it's just so concise. There's not a lot of meat that it gives you, but it is here. If I can't find what I'm looking for, I will pull this out and see if it has anything. It usually doesn't, but whatever. I have a book by Moeller on the Apostles' Creed. It's a good read, and I'm teaching the kids in our church about the Apostles' Creed right now, so it's one of my main resources. I have another commentary that's kind of like the Wycliffe commentary. It's not very meaty, but again, these are only one volume, so what do you expect? A commentary on the Psalms, a theological Bible dictionary, and what is this? Oh, this is what we're going through in Sunday school. You can change. It sounds really works-oriented, which I guess it is, but it's not a bad book, what I've read of it. And then, what do I have here? Oh, Confessions by St. Augustine. So this is a good read as well, but I haven't made it very far. In here, what do I have? That box just basically has all different kinds of Bible journaling stickers and scrapbook paper. Now, if you guys want to see that video I mentioned earlier about how I took notes out of the She Reads Truth Bible and put them in my Bible that I use today on the daily, check out this video here. Or if you guys would like to learn what I'm learning in seminary and all of the life-changing, juicy awesomeness that I share with you for free, check out this playlist here, and I will see you guys in those videos. Bye, guys.